If you're like me and you've watched a lot of YouTube videos on the Onewheel, I'm sure you've come across videos where you have some people beach riding. You know the ones I'm talking about. They're kind of the magical videos where people are cruising on the beach, right on the shore, next to the water, sometimes in the water, the sun's in the distance, and it's just a mesmerizing experience. It's something that makes you really want to go do and go try it. And so we decided that since we have a trip coming up to Hawaii, that we would like to take our Onewheel and give it a try on the beach. But before we went through all the trouble of packing it and shipping it and taking it with us, we thought, let's give it a try on a nearby beach. And so we took it to the reservoir. And here you see videos of my son taking it on the beach. It is a lot of fun, but there are some surprises that we were not prepared for. So the sand on the beach, the soft sand, is very difficult to cruise on. And so we found that it is much easier to be down closer by the water where the sand is flat and it's packed. But when you get into the soft sand, like that stuff I was just in, the undulations of the sand makes it very difficult to maneuver. Your board starts rocking back and forth, and it's really tough to move on. And we'll talk about that soft sand in a little bit later. I'm going to go into some more soft sand in a sec. Here I'm so nervous that my board is going to go flying into the water that I'm taking it really slow and easy, and I lose my balance and I just get off the board. So that brings us to the discussion of the Onewheel and is it waterproof? The Onewheel is not waterproof. I think that's a misconception. If you watch the videos of people taking it in the water and you think, oh, it must be waterproof. I think some advertisements or some YouTube videos may even say it's waterproof, but it is not. It is water resistant. And so, while it can get wet, it is not meant to go fully submerged into any water. The water will damage the Onewheel, and water damage will actually void your warranty. So the Onewheel is not waterproof. So I just wanted to make sure everyone understood that. So you can protect certain elements of your Onewheel. I know there are modifications you can do to make your Onewheel more waterproof, but there are a couple simple fixes for protecting your investment. We'll talk about that. Here I'm in the soft sand, and you can see how the wheel just kind of sinks into the soft sand and kind of spins out. And so the soft sand is kind of tough to go on. You want to stick to the flat, packed sand. So when we're talking about ways to easily protect our investment for just a few bucks, there are charge port covers that you can get. What happens is when you're at the beach, or I guess even when you're off-roading, when you fall or when you jump off, sometimes if you're like me, your board will kind of go crashing and digging into the ground or into the sand. And so you get debris, you get sand, you get mud, dirt that'll go into the charge port, and that can't be good. So you need to make sure that gets cleared out, that gets cleaned out when you take it back home for a charge. And especially make sure that the port is dry before sticking your charger in, because electricity and water, they tend to not go well together. And so you can check out on my website, but I talk about it more in detail. There are these receptacle covers that you can get for just a few bucks. You can get, they're like $2 each if they come in a pack of 4, but you'll end up getting these little black covers that fit really nicely into those receptacles, and they will keep the debris and the mud and dirt from getting into your charge port. So get a pack of these. You'll have some extras for when you lose them, and they will help to keep your charge port safe and happy. So again, you can check out my website. It's called oneradwheel.com, and I'll talk more about that. So the other thing to consider is the soft sand here that I'm on. If you are on the beach where the sand is particularly soft and fine, then you run the risk of getting that soft sand stuck in your power button. I know a lot of people don't think about protecting the power button, but soft dry sand finds a way in the tiny gaps of the power button, and that causes the power button to catch and stick. And so I've seen cases where the power button gets stuck in the down position and it won't go up because there's sand that's kind of embedded itself in that groove. And so what you can get are these clear silicone covers that are great for the Onewheel. They fit like they're made for the Onewheel. It's almost perfect. And they're soft enough that you never have to take them off. Once you put them on, you are able to turn the Onewheel on and off with the silicone covers on. And so these, again, just a few bucks. You can get a pack of 4 or 5, and it's great. And so I make sure now to have those on both of our Onewheels to protect the power button. So those are simple, easy fixes that you can do for just a few bucks to protect your Onewheel. It's not going to waterproof your Onewheel in any way, but it will protect kind of the vulnerable parts of your Onewheel. And so check it out again at my website, oneradwheel.com. So here I am heading home and going through the park. If you've seen my first ever YouTube video on how to fall off the Onewheel, it was the same exact trail that I started wobbling and lost control and fell. Luckily I did a nice little tuck and roll and was able to bounce back up without any major injury. Now I'm much more comfortable on the Onewheel. I have over 100 miles under my belt, and you can see some of my other videos on riding technique. Foot fatigue and the Onewheel wobble are some of the early things that most new Onewheel riders will encounter, and so I have a video on that, on how you can overcome the Onewheel wobble and fight the foot fatigue. So you can look for that in my channel. But now that I have over 100 miles under my belt, I feel much more comfortable. I know not to go for speed, and that the Onewheel is built for carving, for tight turns, for off-road conditions, and for enjoying the scenery. And so that's what I'm doing here. I think the temptation is for most new riders, once they feel a little comfortable on the board, is to jump on the board and try to go as fast as they can and to break their speed record. I think that is absolutely the wrong thing to do. That's when people get in trouble, they experience nosedives, they have bad falls, and they end up seriously injuring themselves. For me, that's been a good thing, because that provides this market of lightly used Onewheels with very few miles, where people, because they've injured themselves, they're willing to part with it. They just want to have nothing to do with it. And so you can, if you know how to look, you're able to find Onewheels at a very good price on certain places like Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. And I have a post that I've done on my website again that you can check out and read that, because if you're looking for a Onewheel, I think that's the way to go. Both of my Onewheels are used, and I saved a fair amount of money. Here I am going down this nice sidewalk, and I'm practicing my carving. And so if you saw my one wheel wobble foot fatigue video, that's where I talk about the wobbles and how to overcome them. And part of that video is carving, and so carving is so much fun. It's like a powder day every day. So back to buying a used one wheel. Again, check out my website. I'll have a link below to how to get there. But if you're looking to save some money and get a one wheel, there's a post of my experiences and how we bought our one wheels. If I had the chance, and if my wife hadn't stopped me, I think I would have purchased a third, because I found a sweet deal on a one wheel plus had like 17 miles on it, and the guy was selling it for $900. Perfect condition. He had fallen and injured himself and just wanted to get rid of it, and it was a smoking deal. I wanted to get it, but my wife said nope, 2 one wheels are enough, and so I conceded. This last part of the video is my favorite. I found this street here that had been newly paved with asphalt, and it was super silky smooth, no bumps, nice and smooth. And so I thought to myself, you know, this is kind of like finding fresh powder when you find a freshly paved, newly asphalted road. Asphalted, I'm not even sure if that's a word, but oh man, so I kind of cruised down this road, and it's kind of like a nice powder day. Make sure to watch till the end. I'll include a clip from this last winter's ski trip where we found some sweet powder. This way you'll be able to compare this asphalt run, this fresh asphalt, to the fresh powder. So this is the fresh powder I was telling you about. This was in February of earlier this year, and we found some sweet powder. Had a great day, and you know, while they say the one wheel is kind of like snowboarding or skateboarding or surfing, it's actually its own thing. It's very unique. It's a very unique sensation. But I wanted to have this video clip on there so you can kind of compare the fresh powder to the fresh asphalt that I was able to carve. So tell me in the comments below which you prefer. Do you prefer shredding it on the one wheel, carving up and down hills without having to put on all your winter gear, or do you prefer driving up into the mountains and hitting the slopes? I think there are advantages to both, and luckily I can do both. Please like and subscribe. It's your likes and your subscriptions that keep this channel going. We just started this a few weeks ago, and we are growing in numbers, and so I thank you, and I will see you in the next video.